Hey everyone, what's going on out there? Ah, man. So, welcome as always. Thank you for joining me. Man, I have to tell you that it doesn't feel like Friday. It feels like I'm still in the middle of the week somewhere. Like, I don't know. No, not even middle because it still feels like Monday's only ending. But it's only because I've been working a lot in the studio back and forth and trying to get everything um just figured out with this release, which went live last night, by the way. So, but let me say hi to everyone because I see there's a lot more people than usual, and it's nice. I like it when it's nice and full. Jay the teacher on YouTube, what's up? What's up? Matt, what's up? Jay Wires, good evening, Jay Wires. I gotta tell you, I haven't heard that thing in a long time, so I don't know if the presets were rewritten or whatever, but if you listen to some of the sounds on the albums that I DM'd you, you should be able to kind of suss it out. I do miss that thing sometimes. I actually have one that is a very good clone at this point, and I'm very happy with it. I got my sounds back. That's another one I used to really love. We're talking of the Split 8 for the nerds out there. Constellation 369 on Twitch. Nice. Hi. Wendy, Lalo, Walter, whoa, it's scrolling. When it scrolls, I kind of have to like stop or else I'm going to mess it all up. Echo Bureau, Angela. Oh boy, it's going fast. Ha! That's funny. Wendy says, since today's Friday, I miss putting out the trash. I was wondering why people had their trash cans out. That's funny. Our trash goes out on Tuesday night. And I remember doing it, but like I said, this week, man, wow. Hey, Ricky, what's up? So yeah, so nah. You can tell I'm very professional at this. Bring your own drink. Oh, that tea is good today. What is that? Oh, that's the Tivana stuff. I really like that tea. Anyway, no, I don't get free stuff from them. I just like the tea. So, speaking of the tea, so this week, unless you're living under a rock and don't know about it, this week, well, it actually started last Friday. Last Friday after the stream, um, Oblivion 0726 was released on Bandcamp, and it went live today on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. And that's the N Pop remix. That's not the new pop mix, which literally came in last night. I got it last night, finally. And I haven't even had a chance to master this yet. But I got the mix and I loved it. Shout out to LC. I won't mention who LC is just yet because I got to kind of keep that a secret. But shout out to LC for making that happen. And that mix is going to be the next one that goes up on Spotify. And then there's another mix that I did, which is very similar to the LC. And that one will hit Bandcamp. Slightly different between the two. And if you heard the version that's on Spotify today, it is a little different than the one on Bandcamp by one tiny thing. And I'll play that for you tonight so that you get to hear it in case you haven't heard it. But that's been my world for the last way too long. I never thought I'd be revisiting that song ever again in the way that I have, in the detail, in the granular detail that I have. So, yeah, I am so glad that it's almost done. So, as of this week, if you're following me on Patreon, but If not, I'll give you a quick preview here of like some of the goings on. So as of Thursday, this is if you're like just catching up, this is the best way, like the streams and Patreon to catch up with whatever I'm doing. Because as I get busier, I'm going to have less and less time to post things on normal social media. And considering the way I think I've been shadow banned recently, and I feel like it, like I have been. I don't know why, but I feel like it. But anyway, I comped all the vocals and mixed down Someone's Taken Over Me. You'll listen to a rough mix of that tonight. I comped and mixed Time to Go, and I really love the mix so far. I did a final mix for the Ravine, what I call the Stay Mixed. There was an error in the final mix, but that got taken care of. Sorry. And then, yeah, so anyway, you don't need to read this stuff along with me. I can just tell you. So, I was working on Do You Hear Me Anymore? 2026, which was an interesting one to work on. And I'm almost there. I'm at the mix down stage, but I just might do a re-recording of the vocals just because I want to try. That was supposed to happen today. It didn't happen, but it's set up for tomorrow or Monday. So I've got that set up. And then the last song to be mixed after this is going to be Carmen. So once the new versions of Carmen are done, basically I have to decide what goes on CD and what doesn't. So, but man, it's been a busy, busy time, and I'm dying to get back to the other EPs and stuff that I've been working on. So, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. But it's an interesting thing when I think about like the idea of whether coincidences exist. Because let me tell you, man, this week I felt like all my presumptions about what's going on with this single and with not just EP, but the things that are coming are really interesting, or at least to me. I don't know. It's just, I guess, because I'm in it. But anyway, I'm going to play a song that's on the Bandcamp side and the Apple and, streaming and all that. All these hours undone. What do you mean? TMT mixes. Explain. Maybe I missed something. Also, the presets were gone. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, at least you got your sounds in there. Mine were really weird. You can actually hear the split 8. By the way, this is Nerd Talk. You can hear the split 8 on the last album because I used a direct sample from the split 8 to make these weird drums on what song was that? It'll come to me. But yeah, it's all over. It gets sprinkled here and there because I have samples of it and loops and things that I made of it, so it shows up. I can see your last comment, Wendy. It says, someone tell me the last comment here. Trying to figure out if Facebook is effed up. Facebook is always effed up. But I'm telling you, I feel like I'm shadow banned on Facebook. Not kidding. But anyway, let me play a song. This is the extended version of Where's Love and Happiness. And this hasn't been heard since the days of the Dance CD5. So I'll play that and then I'll come back and then we can talk some more. Well, so Ricky, I'm glad that you're getting your hearing back, at least in this way, and you're able to hear stuff. Because man, I'll tell you, I'm not kidding. The stuff that keeps me up, like the stuff that literally will give me nightmares, is like loss of sight and loss of hearing. Because to not be able to read something and to not be able to hear are like two of the worst things I could like imagine in my mind. Some would say that losing my ability to speak would not be too bad, I guess, but then I couldn't sing either, so that would kill me. So that too. So yeah. Adam's in the house. What's up, Adam? So yeah, we're having a little trouble with the Facebook chat, and I'm telling you, I am not joking. Ah, no. Sorry, we're having like a whole different conversation at the same time here. Two different conversations. Yes, you're correct that the Split 8 does not have noise. However, what it does have is a really good filter. And if you put the filter into self oscillation, you get these really crazy sounds that sound metallic. And so I use it to make these weird metallic loops. And I call them noise loops. But yeah, they're like these little metallic-y sounds. And I used to have a lot of them in there, and a lot of weird popping like sounds, like I don't know, stuff like that. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, yeah, we're talking about an old synth that somehow wound up in New York City in Jay Wires' hands, which is pretty awesome. I didn't get to see the video with it though, so you'll have to send it to me. I want to see it. But yeah, Ricky says you don't realize that you're losing your hearing. Just that music is missing something. I know, man. That scares me. So I know, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's been weird with Facebook because I know, I kind of know like how many eyes are going to be on something when I post it, and it's been so bad that it's not even funny. Um but then when I go to look at stats, Facebook tells me something completely different. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense to me. So I might have to try something funny with ads to see if the ads improve things. Or maybe that's it because I haven't bought any ads or decided, well, you're not spending money. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. But for whatever reason, I feel like I'm getting shadow banned there. Not so much on YouTube and in all the other places, but for some reason, Facebook is acting wonky. And it just so happens that, you know, the bulk of that audience is there. So it's kind of sucky that I'm not getting to them right now. But there's not much that I can do except for think of other ways to get around it, which is, you know, the other part of this whole thing. But I digress, and I took the drink already. Oh boy, I'm a mess. So here's the first interesting thing about the whole like coincidences thing. Um, for example, the other day, and I don't know if you saw the graphic that I was pulling up, but the other day I was looking at a poster for Metropolis, and I realized that I never realized this before. That basically that film takes place in our 2026. It takes place 100 years in the future from when the film was released. And the film was released in 2026. I'm sorry, 1926. So, I mean, pretty crazy. I mean, the film officially was shown or premiered in 1927, but the idea is 100 years in the future, and it sort of predicted where we would be at, which is all those little traces of the singularity and all this stuff that's going on, right? That, which I think is funny because I got to tell you this. I do know what the singularity is, and it was not the reason that I chose the title of the EP that's coming. I called it the Singularity to be a play on words to talk about singles. So, like, Carmen, Living in Oblivion. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that. It wasn't really intentional, but then I thought to myself, self, are there any coincidences at all? Have you ever experienced any coincidences? And to be honest with you, I don't think I have ever experienced what I could consider just a coincidence. For me, it feels like every single tiny event is always traced to something. And for whatever reason, I've got the gift that I can see the connecting of the dots, as it were. I know that may sound nuts to some people, but I feel like I can connect dots in a weird way that normal people don't. And I don't think that makes me special, by the way. I just think that it makes me odd. And so, Jay Wires, see, we're having two different conversations. We're talking synthesis, and we're also talking singularity and coincidences. So, so yes, if you self-oscillate the filter at different pitches from the oscillator, it sounds noise-like. And yeah, I made a sound like that, but it reacted very strange, and it sounded like gurgling water or something, and I wound up using it. So, oh, I know. Yes, I know. I saw that. Of course I have that. Thank you, Wendy. By the way, I remember that. It's still sitting in my garage, by the way. So, I guess I'll tell you a couple of different scenarios where things weren't just coincidence. So I was taking a walk a few days ago, and in the morning when I take my walk, which by the way I've been doing that now diligently for it's almost been a month, so I'm almost at a month. So I hope you can see the difference. I think I'm getting a little thinner, but I'm trying. No drugs involved. No Ozempic for this guy. So anyway, there I was walking, and what I was trying to work out was this scene that I'm going to refilm for the Living in Oblivion video, but it involves building a prop. I can't tell you what that is. I want to, but I can't. So I was thinking about cutting this particular scene because I was thinking about the work ahead. And I was like, no one is going to know or care about this stupid prop. We can cut that scene out, Claude. Just cut it out. So at that moment that I'm walking, I'm thinking, cut the scene, just cut it. So I'm like, if I cut that scene and I don't go filming that and I don't have to build this particular prop, then thank you. If I don't have to build this thing, it saves me at least 2 days of work on this video. So in my head, I'm like, and no one's going to know that it's not there, or no one's going to care because there's so much eye candy and things in the video already that me feeling like I have to build this one thing that's kind of dumb, no one's going to notice. And as I'm walking, I see this, I can describe him almost as a homeless guy on the beach. And he's walking across the beach. And as he's walking, he's dragging his feet. And it's literally this weird scene in the old Living in Oblivion video where I'm wearing like that long overcoat kind of thing. And he looked strange being on the beach because I never see, well, I see homeless people on the beach, but they're more like, they're not by the water. They're usually like, I live in Long Beach. Sorry, we see tents now. So, but yeah, he was literally out by almost touching the water, and he's walking across, but he's making the scene, almost the scene that I was going to cut out, and he's holding something in his hand, And I realized you don't have to cut the scene. You just have to refilm the scene. But the thing is important because that's what I want it to look like. And as I'm watching this happen, I'm like, what are the chances that at 7:30 something in the morning, as I'm having that thought about this whole thing, that someone should appear and basically rewire my brain to rethink this whole scene? And then, of course, I couldn't stop thinking about the scene, so I had to like stop, write it down, figure it all out in my head. You know what I mean? And so I have this feeling that I had to research it, to be honest with you. And then I discovered that it's actually an exercise. And it's an interesting exercise. And I'll share it with you because I think it's something cool. It could help you with songwriting. It could help you with mixing. It could help you with art. And you know me, I like to help when I can. So, but it wasn't about the guy himself. It was just the exact position he was in and how he was walking. It was like saying, are you sure you want to give up this scene? And the way that the emotional impact of this thing. And I wish I could tell you what the prop was, but he was holding something that was very similar. And that was the part that was like mind blowing to me. So pretty crazy. So anyway, I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't. So, I mean, we could end it right there and not do anything else, but no, I'm kidding. So let me play you another song from the EP that was just released, which is just the first half. So this was also a test of sorts, which if you've seen the cover, well, I'll just share it with you, because if you haven't seen the cover yet, that's the cover right there. And yes, that code that's underneath the, see if I can bring it up. Will it come up? Sometimes when I open, nope. Yeah, it's not good. Oh, well, no. The part I want to show you won't let me show you. Ah, crap. Okay. Yeah, you got to look at it here, I guess. But yes, that is a code underneath there. And if you haven't tried it, now you can try it. But what was cool was I was expecting the code to get flagged on Spotify and Apple and all that, and it didn't, which is a good thing. So that's kind of cool. So now things are going to get interesting. So a lot of weird testing went into this first one because I wanted to make sure certain things worked on the back end. So that's a really cool thing. Silly, but it's going to get interesting quicker than can happen. So anyway, since I've got you here, let's play. So this is Because, and this is from Mixology. Do you guys remember Mixology? If you do remember Mixology, and I think I put that here. I'm not sure if I did. Yeah, look at that. I did. So if you look at the version on Bandcamp and you actually click on Because, you'll see it says Mixology Remaster, and there's a little graphic of Mixology there for your pleasure. And more on that another time. But it just so happens that I have a... Do I still have it back here? Or I don't know. We'll find out. We'll come back and then I'll show you. But visual, Because, the Mixology version. You live in the anything you say. Did we lose audio? We lost audio for a second. Crap. Well, maybe I'll play it again. Dang it. And I was reading such good stuff. Sorry. I think it was, wait, still? You still can't hear me? Man. Let me go back for a second. Tell me if you can hear me, because this is kind of, it's going to bug me. It's going to bug me if you can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, so it was just operator error. Go figure, because everything happens for a reason. You know what that means? And now you have to go listen to the EP on Bandcamp. So, so Kimberly Brown, let me know if I can share that story you just told on the chat, if that's okay, because I think that was a good one. That was a really good one, actually. Major Tom, I love it. So Alfonso's in the house too. Nice. There's so many of you in the house. Uh-oh. Whoa, that was weird. Flickering lights. So I don't know. Maybe we're getting into the ethereal here. So Kimberly Brown on Facebook just said this. Sorry if I butcher this. I entered the conversation 20 years late, so sorry if my story doesn't apply. I had a dream about a dollhouse inside a retirement recreation center a year before I met my husband. And then, a year later, I met him, and he took me out to visit his parents. I told him this place reminded me of a dream that I had. I told him that it reminded me of a dream I had. I told him, if I end up seeing a dollhouse, I'm psychic. My husband rolled his eyes. So while we were walking with his grandparents on this trail, we turned a corner and there was this little white shed, what looked like a little house. I looked inside and there were marionette puppets sitting in desks. The shed and the property belonged to a church, and the dolls and desks were part of their summer vacation Bible school props. It only counts if you know the winning lottery numbers, my husband said. Nice. I like that story. So here's the thing, though. Is it a coincidence that you had a dream and then the dream plays out? Is that a coincidence, or is that precognition? Or in your dream, did you connect to a different timeline and you were able to influence it? That is the question. Because I feel like these things, they're just crazy. So, okay, here's the other one that I'm going to tell you. And this one only happened today. This happened today. And it was pretty crazy too. So I know how this is going to sound. And it's very similar to yours, Kimberly. So I was trying to figure out this because I'm working on the Living in Oblivion video, okay? I'm still in the pre-production phase where scenes are being written, then they're cut, then I think of a really good scene, I wonder how it's going to be shot, and then based around what area of the song it's in, like what does it replace from the old video? These are the kinds of conversations and things I'm having as I am either journaling in the morning or when I come back from my walk and I've had time to like think about it. Because I take a walk that's roughly about, I would say, about 30 minutes in one direction, sit on a few rocks that are by the ocean for a little while, and then I walk all the way back. But when I'm sitting, by the time I get there and I'm sitting and then I come back, head is clear, and usually I got these things sort of set up. Mai says, our time may be linear, but God and the universe time is circular. I hear that. And maybe even, what's the word I'm thinking? Multifaceted, not just circular either. Maybe triangular time or tetrahedron time. I don't know. So this one fits into that category. So I told you that I had taken a scene out. I got the scene back in a different way. Now it's like you're building this thing. And I was literally thinking about how to, because I don't want to give away anything yet. So, but this I'm going to tell you anyway. But it does involve time. The video involves time because obviously the Living in Oblivion mix involves time. There's vocals from 1996. There are sounds from 1988. There are sounds that came from cartridges that I restored in 1994. So everything is involved with time. And so I thought that the video would be fun if it also involved time and time loops and weird things of this nature. And of course, you can't have time without a clock. And yes, a couple of different clocks make themselves known in the video. But the one thing I don't have that I thought would have been cool was something that I love: really old antique clocks. Like, something that you would only find in an antique shop that would be like extremely expensive. So anyway, these are thoughts that I had a few days ago. And today, this morning, as I was getting ready to go on my walk, I was thinking, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like walking tonight. This morning. I don't want to walk. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I'm tired. I'm like, like I made every excuse that I could think of not to go. And just as I was about to just not go, I kind of got a little, for lack of a better word, chutzpah, where I'm like thinking, this is for your health. You need to walk. You just need to get out there and walk, okay? So here's what literally happened. I walk out of the door, and the first freaking thing that I see sitting in the alley, open, looking right at me, is an old grandfather clock that was completely broken, like completely destroyed, but all the gears worked. The bell worked, and the bell sounded like you think it. I swear to God, this is a clock I've seen like on a Twilight Zone episode or something. It was right in front of me at 7 o'clock in the morning, just sitting there. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, and I start doing this because when I do this, by the way, and oh God, people are gonna be like, you're doing the Illuminati signs. I'm not. This is called a director look. You're looking through the lens or doing this. Sometimes you'll do this to look through the lens of the camera to see like how something would look. And some people call it the director's eye. So anyway, I am sitting there looking at this thing. And by the way, it's not like a giant one. It's smaller. It's only about, I don't know, yay big. But that's actually what makes it special because it fits on a different prop that I have. And it looked amazing. Amazing. And made out of wood, old as F. I can't tell you how old it is, but the gears were huge. The gears are about this big. And I could see the winding mechanism. The only thing that was broken was the face, but it was broken in the best way possible because the hands on the clock were all twisted up. And I could turn them, but I didn't want to play with it because I was like, okay. I looked up, and I'm like, I know some of you are going to get offended by this, but I looked up, I'm like, God, thank you for this. Thank you. I'm so glad I came out here because I am telling you, there are these guys that drive around and you can leave stuff out there in the alley and they'll take it. Like stuff like that'll get like, it'll get taken just like that. So me finding it was like, and right outside my door, man, like literally outside my gate. So I thought, this is so cool that I have this. So I stuck it in the garage and tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and like play with it. And like, but the one thing I did notice was the sound it made. It made the sound, the ding, ding, the minute I picked it up. So that part works. Right? Eric says, how strange. So I don't think that was a coincidence. I think that if I hadn't walked outside, it would not have been there. I know that sounds weird. I think that if I hadn't walked, I would, well, first of all, I would never know that it was there to begin with. It's funny. So I need to play a song now. So Soda Popinski. That's a new one. I haven't seen you on the chat before. Nice. Hi, everyone say hi to Soda. So Soda Popinski says, hello, Claude. For nearly 40 years, I've been dying to ask you this. What is your angriest song? Because your ability to extract an ultra-positive angle from realism without forcing yourself into some form of full-time fantasy has changed my life permanently. I'd love to know your expression of anger in the same regard as you do such an exceptional job of expressing calmness. Do I? Do I though? Sometimes, I don't know. I think, well, it's apropos because this one's going to get like, so you're about to hear an angry song, which is funny. Things are apropos. See, there are no coincidences. No coincidences. So this one I have to explain. So there's a couple of songs you're going to hear tonight that are new mixes of things. And because, like I said, I've been moving forward. So this one is the unmastered mix of Someone Taking Over Me. And this was about, it was written a long time ago. It can be interpreted a million different ways, and I don't like to explain lyrics, but what I will say is that this is an example of how I process anger. And what I do is I explore what it is where it will lead rather than I'm just angry, because I feel like if I just write a song about how angry I am, nothing gets resolved. I'm one of those people that I like to have resolutions if possible in a song. So here you go. Thanks to Soda Popinski. Did I say that right? Sorry if I messed up your last name. But this is Someone Taking Over Me. This will be on the Singularity EP when it gets released. This is the unmastered, but I just mixed it last night. Angry as F. Here you go.
There's someone taking over me. Go. Look at the camera, see it take a picture. Gaze at the image of my fragile face. I'm not the man that I used to be. Someone has taken over me. He uses my hands, he uses my eyes, but he's not the person that I used to be. There's someone taking over me. Someone taking over me. And I want to run, I want to hide, I need to escape, I need to feel like myself. Boats on the horizon, the sun is falling downward. These images will strain to coexist. Slip into my eyes, you'll know they're not my eyes. Older and unfocused they've become. They clearly face the world, they used to see the beauty. Now I only chance beyond decay. That's someone taking over me, and I can't resist it. That's someone taking over me. I won't get away. I want to run, I want to hide, I need to escape, I need to feel like myself. But there's no one there. Moving through the dark world, feel its breath on you. Cornered in the vacuum of what we call existence. What is it worth to us all? The person that I'll have inside will bury me alive, but I've got to get some air before I have to die. There's someone taking over me, and I can't resist it. There's someone taking over me. I won't get away. I want to run, I want to hide, I need to escape, I need to feel like myself. Yet there's no one there to answer me, to beg me behind the veil, outside the world, within the world, nowhere to turn.
So, yeah. But it's not what you think. But I'm not going to give away the lyrics. I want you can make up your own mind. But just out of trivia, though, you know that song right there and Pieces were supposed to be B-sides to Living in Oblivion when it came out in 1990. Like that's what, you know, it was supposed to be. So those things will do their thing. Time, as it were, is coming around in circles. Godlike Music says, I always thought you sounded angry on Soul on Fire. Yeah, like I mean, I have my angry songs, where I express it, but sometimes I wonder what's truly angrier, if you're screaming something out or if you're, cuz I don't know, man. I'm telling you, my dad never ever yelled at me, not once. But my dad could scare the living bejesus out of me in the way that he would speak. And he didn't have to yell. It was just a look and a barely whispered something. And I just knew, like, oh, So I don't know. I feel that anger is an interesting emotion. And it doesn't necessarily translate that way. Although I am a passionate speaker. So sometimes I sound like I'm angry all the time. And I'm not. It's just I have a big mouth, you know. But Kevin on YouTube says, Claude, is there any chance that the original Abox lineup will reunite someday? To be honest, I don't know. It's an honest question, and that's my honest answer because I don't really know. I'm okay with my bandmates. There's nothing really keeping us from trying anything of that sort. It just hasn't been really talked about much. Could it happen? I'd be open to it, but like I said, I don't know. Because it would depend a lot on what it is, right? Like, reunite to do what exactly? Like to do some shows? Like to do a really cool, like, I don't know, peace reunion or something? That would be fun. Um, but as far as like us getting together to record, I don't know. I don't know about that because I'm in a very different frame of mind right now when it comes to that stuff. So I don't know. If anything, I've gone back to the way that I was before I met all of everyone because I'm back to like being like mad scientist in the studio by myself. And I kind of like it now. I've gotten used to it. So, but that's not necessarily I don't know. I guess that could be taken both ways, but no, I would be totally open. Um, so, but is it any, it's a coincidence, right? That you should ask. There are no coincidences. So Justin says, any plans for Chicago? Yeah, I know. Well, there's something that I through the grapevine, I heard that there's something in the works for Distro Music Hall again. But you can't quote me on it yet because it hasn't the final stuff hasn't been signed, so I don't know. But apparently either October or November, from what I heard. So we'll see. Mai says, my mom prays before going yard sailing, and she will find a designer shirt in the exact color she wanted for 25 cents. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Ricky says, clocks scare me. But why do they scare you? Well, he says, my grandfather owned a grandfather clock store. Ah. And his house had them all over his house. And my other grandfather had every basement wall covered in hundreds of clocks. I wonder why they had some. Well, I can understand the one grandfather. The other grandfather, though, he must have been pretty obsessed with time. Interesting. I'm not as obsessed with time as people think I am. I'm not obsessed with the passage of it. I'm obsessed with its fluid nature, because I feel like time can be circumvented. And so that part is the part that always has always been thrilling to me. So, that's funny, my one, you locked the target. I guess it could work. That's funny. But yeah, so there you go. See, there you go. JPK Nights. Not too sure if Vile is an angry song, but it feels good to hear it when I'm angry. Yeah, there you go. That's all it matters. Oh, wow. To keep them in perfect sync, huh? Well, that's the difference. All the clocks in my house are all in different times, and they're just cuckoo nuts. They're cuckoo clocks. Ha! That was the corniest joke I could ever have told. Good to see you, Joseph. You missed a good song, though. Or at least I think it's a good song. That's funny what I just did. See what I did there? So, according to astrology, we're in a sequential time right now. What does that mean? Asequential, meaning that nothing flows in any direction. But I guess I guess the thing I want to tell you is that I kept thinking that it was strange to me to not have realized that Metropolis was talking about our future. That the movie Metropolis from the 1920s is talking about 2026, when we're on the verge of the singularity, when the machine becomes smart and starts to, have those like if you remember the guy who creates the machine, right? His name is Rotwang or Rotwang. His creation's born of a personal obsession, and he's got this desire for power, and it leads to that unintended catastrophe. Not trying to give away the movie if you have never seen it. So it's a classic. You really should, especially with 2026 eyes. And that's my point. I'm like, is it a coincidence that a film from 1926 got fairly close to the class division and the division about technology and all these things predicting the future 100 years from itself? I find things like that fascinating. Yes, Fritz Lang. Well, I was referring to the character in the movie. So, so it was that. It was like, wait, was it really set 100 years in the future? And I had to look, and I found a paperback book that literally shows that it says, in 2026. Jay the Teacher 808 says, isn't it similar to Wall-E E, where everyone is so engrossed in their phones they don't realize everything else is going on? Exactly. But see, the difference there is that that's closer to home already. We're talking about a movie that is literally 100 years old, which is a crazy thought. 100-year-old movie. That's a crazy thought to me, just thinking about that. So, to me, I wonder about that. And then, of course, we can talk about that, The Simpsons too. Is it just a mere coincidence that so many episodes of The Simpsons predicted future events? I mean, if it was one or two, is it just coincidence? When it's 68 plus, it's like literally 60 something episodes. That is either amazing writing, that you're able to think far ahead in the future and make something come true, that you're literally thinking ahead, or did you just get extremely lucky? And that's the part that's interesting to me. Is it just luck? Is it luck? Did I get lucky finding this clock this morning? Or was it some sort of, it was meant to be? And that's that's the interesting part of life that I like to explore all the time, even with art and music, because I feel like every time I hit a sound and a song comes out of it, I always have that feeling, what if I had not been in this room right now? What if is it just a coincidence that I decided to play today and that this song came? Is it a coincidence that I took a walk and found that clock? Is it a coincidence that I saw that scene that I was going to cut play out in front of me to sort of let me know, don't cut it? Like, you know, yep, they did. They sure did, Eric. They predicted 9/11, but they predicted a lot of things. So I find that interesting. That's all. Just very interesting. So let's play a song then. So we hit the hour. So I'll start with, so now that there's as many of you as there could be probably for the evening, might as well go downhill from here. Let's play the Living in Oblivion version that's on Bandcamp, so that you guys can hear what it sounds like. And see if you can spot the difference between the Bandcamp version and the Spotify version. I'll give you a hint. It's 4 bars long. That's the difference. So anyway, here you go.
I am so afraid. I am so afraid.
And yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that super chat right there. Right there. Super chat. Thank you, Alfonso, for that super chat. Thank you so much for that. Um, thank you. Take my heart and never stop. Thank you. So yeah, she's in there because the vocals are from 1996. But it's like a mishmash of all these different eras. That's the idea behind it. But wait to hear the final, meaning the 2026 pop mix. That's gonna be the one that's gonna drive people a little nuts. So, including they that shall not be named. They're going to be pretty pissed too. But nothing I could do about it. Re-recording, baby. Claude's versions. But yeah, that's going to be fun. I just got that mix, the final version of that mix last night. And there was a little error on it. We fixed it. It was all done and it's golden. So it's on my mastering list now. I have basically 2 songs to mix, and I can actually tell you what they are. The stuff that's left, well, 3 songs technically, if you count that Carmen has 2 versions, because it's a Spanish version and English version. That's the main song I've got to mix. But I also have to mix and possibly do a vocal for Do You Hear Me Anymore 2026. And to someone's point on the chat, I'm not trying to revisit the past at all. I've been trying not to. It's just that the anniversaries of certain albums came up. So Hope being the first one, and then Peace, of course, is going through this whole legal battle. So that's a problem. And because Living in Oblivion and Carmen and some of the better stuff on Peace can't be heard in the US, they kind of pushed me into that realm where I want to make my own versions. So yes, I had no choice. But as far as like just revisiting only the past, no, that is definitely not something I want to do. I want to be in, when I said I was in mad scientist mode, I am in mad scientist mode to actually explore sound and do new things. So I'd obviously want to work on other things besides just past stuff. But I'm finally catching up with all of this stuff. So anyway, that's the story behind that scenario. So coincidence. You guys remember the tuna fish can story, which I told a while back. Although that was probably more about premonition, but the whole point of like, and I won't tell the story again. You'll have to go find it in whatever back road it lives in. But the whole idea is whether coincidences exist or not. And so for whatever reason, it was the Fritz Lang movie that came and pushed me into that direction of thinking about this morning. And then I wanted to get into it from, I don't know why, but I wanted to get into it more on, is there such thing? Because I don't know if you've ever heard this word before, but I heard this word before and I always wanted it to be the title of an album or something. Apophenia is the brain's tendency to find patterns where none objectively exist, or where their connections are weaker than they feel. And obviously, people could say, it's just your cognitive biases, Claude, and it explains a huge portion of your no coincidence experiences, especially after you retroactively connect these dots. But you have to understand something about why what I'm talking about is a little different. In my case, the patterns are not obvious at the time. They only become obvious sometimes years later when I go back on my journal, and in my journal, I'm connecting the dots, meaning I didn't see it happening at the time, but then I'm reading it and going, how did I not see it? It was like literally coming, and whatever the event is, it was literally coming, and everything, it was predicted here, 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 and here, and I didn't see it. And now I'm seeing it. So it's a form of synchronicity. In a casual, I guess Carl Jung called it a casual connecting principle, where the events are linked by meaning rather than direct cause and effects. So I feel like Jung that these are moments when the psyche and the outer world align in a way that it feels orchestrated. And sometimes, and this is where, like I said, it goes into trippy territory, but I sometimes think, well, what if you could do it ahead of time? What if you can try to connect the dots ahead of time to see where it's going? I don't know. Like to try to predict it, right? Without being, quote, a psychic, because it's not about being a psychic. It's about thinking ahead and using the imagination to take you there. So, I mean, some people could call that intention, I suppose, but I think it's a little different because our brains are prediction machines. We are constantly building narratives in our in our brains. So once an outcome happens, of course it excels at rewriting the past to make it seem more coherent. It makes sense. And of course, some form of alignment is statistically inevitable. So Mai says, that happens to me all the time, but I just figure that it's the hemiplegic migraine fog that causes me not to make connections until after the fact. That's an interesting point. That could be it too, because I am more aware of it now that I don't have the fog, because I haven't had a migraine in a very long time. In fact, it's been since November. Headache here and there, but like headaches are different. I'm talking, I've not had, and the dreams are getting clearer. So I find that that's been an interesting scenario for me. So anyway, I wanted to try these things that, like, could I enhance this thing? Could I enhance it somehow? And the answer is, yeah, maybe. So anyway, let me play a song. So this one, it's a shorty, but I guess, no, I won't play that one. I'm like arguing with myself here. I'm trying to figure out, what did I play? What did I not play? Yeah, why not? I'm going to play this song. This might show up as a B-side somewhere, because this has been missing from Spotify for a long time. Ever After, the longer mix. If I cue it.
I saw the sun, or was it your eyes filling me with that countenance of light, motionless? They just became the warmth, settled within me. Ever after, I felt the wind, or was it your skin rushing me, shook me to my very core. I have to say, oh, what a feeling. collide, sends me through the stratosphere, above the stars, beyond my woven dreams, where I'm flying through the ever after. 'Cause all those things I used to be seem so meaningless, and somehow thoughts that cross the deep blue seas float right back in my I love yous. As it stands and as it were, I will love you till the end. Maybe past it, I don't know. All I know is I want you with me till the ever after, till the ever after. Now open your eyes, 'cause all those things I used to be seem so meaningless, and somehow thoughts that cross the deep blue seas float right back in my I love yous. As it stands and as it were, I will love you till the end. Maybe past it, I don't know. All I know is I want you with me. I saw the sun, or was it your eyes? I saw the sun, or was it your eyes? The sweetest brown eyes, your softest warm lips. I want to bite them. They make me. All I know is I want you with me. All I know is I want you with me. All I know is I want you with me.
Oh, almost didn't make it back. So, because I moved the mic out of the way so I could type. Because I can't type and have the mic in front of my face. I like mess things up. Yeah, that one. It's like there's a bunch of stuff that I like. That's what I mean. If I focus solely on things that need to be released from the past, I could just keep going and going. I mean, there's a part of me that's like kind of resolved to it now. Like I am, after all, the archivist and I have to do it. But at the same time, it's like, I want to work on new things. But, you know, it all, like I said, everything happens for a reason. I've been working really hard on just setting up the video, and I'm like thinking, and believe me, I've had these thoughts, right? Like, why am I doing it? Like, who cares about this stupid video? Like, why are you going to do it? But it's the ends. It's not just the fact that I'm going to do the video. It's the idea that if I pick up the camera and I do weird things with it, like go out and shoot, even if it's not for the video, there are things that will inform me of other things that have to happen. And I feel like it's a process, and you have to kind of go through this whole like experience of it. And then as that happens, new things come, because I'm falling a little bit behind because I have some new things and I am writing stuff. So it's like a toss up of what to do next more than anything. But I'm all over the place. Sorry. But I will say this, I'm feeling very comfortable in the studio now, meaning that I'm starting to understand what my strengths are and my weaknesses when it comes to certain things in the studio. I mean, someone would say, you should have known this years ago. But I'm serious in that, like, at least, I don't know, I'm starting to get what I consider the ear now. Like, I'm starting to be able to hear things in a way that, for lack of a better word, sound a certain way from to me, in a way that I like, that I find pleasant. So revisiting some of these things and making them sound better, or, fixing them and making them real again, especially the P stuff, because it's not in the US and it's frustrating. So because of all that, I think it's honed my skills in a better way. So it's pushing me towards something. So by the time I get to whatever the new thing is going to be, whatever it is, whether it's me just making a bunch of noise and, or writing a proper album or whatever the heck it is, or finishing these other 2 EPs that I have sitting in my hard drive, as long as music gets out to you guys, I would hope it doesn't matter if it's stuff that you never heard before that's old, or stuff that you never heard before that's new, because what's the difference really? As far as style goes, I don't follow any trend anymore, so I don't really care. But anyway, so let me play you a song. I'm playing a lot of things tonight, by the way, that, like I said, they are, as of this moment, still unreleased, because this particular thing I'm going to play you, this one's a funny one, because a while back, so if you're not following me on Patreon, you should, even if it's just to be one of the freebies, but you should. I found a version of the Ravine that I had forgotten all about, like a remix that I had started a long time ago, and I never finished it. And I'm talking a long time ago. This is something we played live, and yet we never released it. So I found these files, and so I decided to just work on a mix, because I thought it would sound good with the singularity bits, because I think it sounds good basically next to Carmen, but this could have been on Hopeworth too. So had I found it sooner, it probably would have. So anyway, here's the Ravine. This is called the Stay Mix. It's very different. And here you go.
In the ravine.
So that's the ravine. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I've had a lot of fun working on these, so trying to keep the archive alive and just keep it going. So much more to come, and it'll be fun. So, but tell me what you think. Do you believe in coincidences, or does everything happen for a reason? Tell me, tell me. I want to know what you guys think. Does everything happen for a reason? Like, even this whole idea that I'm somehow shadow banned on Facebook right now, I feel like there's a reason for it. I don't know what it is yet, but it's interesting. I'm actually not upset about it. I'm actually more like, this is weird. Like, why now? So I think everything has its time. So we're gonna find out. So, oh man, that's nice. The Jack on YouTube says, I finally caught a stream. I always listen to them after they're posted. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you catch one. It's always better live because obviously, But Wendy says, everything happens for a reason. I believe it, man. I believe it. I believe it, Wendy. Everything does happen for a reason. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, I promised I was going to tell you about an exercise. So let me see if I can find my notes here because I did write it down. It's something about. Hold on. Uh, I thought this was really weird, actually. It was a Carl Jung thing. When I came across it, the funny thing about this is that I realized I do this all the time, but he took it a step further than I have ever taken it. So I haven't done this part of it yet, but this is interesting to me. So according to Jung, it's a meditative and dialogic method where you deliberately enter a relaxed state, often noting a dream image, whatever a fantasy could be, a mood or spontaneous inner whatever. But you allow the unconscious contents to unfold as a living drama instead of just observing it. The basic idea is you ask questions of yourself and you can respond to it and even argue or negotiate. So you're actually talking to the dream. I never thought that would be interesting, or I never thought I could see a million reasons why you shouldn't do that, but especially in spiritual terms, I guess. But when the brain provides you with symbolic insights and creative breakthroughs, I never thought about communicating with them. I just sort of take it for granted that it's there, and I just, so I should talk to the clock. I should say to the clock, what do you want from me? Like, why are you here? What scene are you going to resolve? I don't know. But it's a funny thing. So I thought about well, how would this work? So the basic steps, if you want to try it, I'm just saying, if you want to try it, you basically you're going to do a relaxation exercise, and the starting point is think about a recent dream you had, or the mood you're in, and or even a symbol from your day. It could be like the grandfather clock, and you set a light intention. I want to explore this and see what emerges. And then as the scene plays out in your mind, let yourself communicate with it. Like, don't force it, but you're basically communicating with the idea. Like, why are you this idea? Like, why are you this idea? Not just, I have an idea, but wow, you are an idea. Why am I having this idea? And actively participate with the idea, and then try to record it by either putting it down in a journal or setting it down to a recording. So let's see, what do we see here? So Soda says, I believe both can be true at the same time, like digital versus analog. One has infinite depth, the other is immeasurable, beyond coincidence. Okay. Mai says, I feel like events fall into place that lead me to important people in my life, but sometimes a bird crapping at the right moment as I walk under a tree is just a random event. I like that. Or is it though? I would examine that one. And then Wendy says, Claude, everything happens for a reason made me think of the bird song Turn Turn Turn. Are you familiar with the song? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That song and I go back. Yeah, lucid dreaming. So if you come back from a lucid dream, but it's almost like lucid daydreaming because you're interacting with what you're daydreaming. You're letting yourself interact with it. You're actually speaking with it with the lucid dream. And in this way, maybe you gain some insights. Which is I guess that's the point of it all. I guess that the whole topic revolved around whether you believe in coincidences or whether everything happens for a reason. I happen to be in the camp that thinks everything happens for a reason. No matter what it is, I always find myself trying to figure out, even though I don't know what the reason is, I know that it happened for a reason. And I like to examine those things because I feel it helps me move forward into whatever I'm trying to achieve in life or creatively, because sometimes it's more about creativity with me than it is about real life when it comes to that stuff. But here, I'm going to play a song. So this is from the EP that just went out on Spotify, but it harks back to Mixology, which was out in 1995, and it had a reissue in 2009, but it hasn't been seen since. Very important release, actually. That's what I was going to show you. I have but one copy of Mixology in my possession, and I have to hold on to it for dear life now. Look, it even has the disc inside. I have to keep this one around. For a very, very important reason, actually, which will be revealed soon. But yeah, it's crazy. I never thought that this album would be as important as it is. So anyway, I digress. Here you go. A Teacup Falls. And why does this one thing keep playing over and over again? Uh-oh. And now everything disappeared. Okay.
As I sit here alone, a teacup falls on the floor, and all I can do is think of the fragments in your heart. I know better than to laugh when I want to cry. I know better than to live when I'd rather die.
I'm like, what happened? Oh, I'm about to sneeze. I can always tell when I sneeze. It's like it comes on like, I hope I don't sneeze while I'm drinking. I'm really enjoying that tea today. Yo, Dan, what's up? Yeah, your thing is back there too. Um, yeah, so uh the Jack says, I have a lucid dream roughly once a month. It's wild being aware, making decisions, but still feeling helpless. Sometimes I wake up and go right back into the dream, but it's still lucid. That is cool though. I think I don't think these are lucid because I don't seem to have control over them, but they're really strange. Uh-oh. That's weird. I thought I lost the whole playlist, and that would have been bad because the last song is going to be kind of cool. Anyway, so we're going to cut out a little early tonight, just a little bit, because I'm going to play a song that's kind of long. But so this is the de facto, this song that I'm going to play last. And I've got to time it just right. And if there's a little time after the song, I'll come back. But I just want to make sure we get it in. Because, like I said, I'm not sure that this one's going to be around for the whole weekend. I am pretty sure I'm going to delete this stream after. I know some of you are like, what? But yeah, if you're like I feel like this one might need to stay under wraps, but I don't know why. But this particular song, this is the definitive, this was the side 2 of the Living in Oblivion 12-inch when we were just starting out. And I've played the demo of this song many times on the stream, but it's never been released and we never recorded it before. So finally last year, I started to put it together and I actually played it twice or maybe 3 times last year out on the road. And it's worked out really well. And so since then, of course, I've had time to refine it and finally record vocals. And this one is going to go so well with the new version of Living in Oblivion because they literally belong together. And there's a spot in the middle of this song that is part of a song that then became something else on Peace, and see if you can spot it. Anyway, I'm going to play it and then we'll see if we have time, and I'll come back if we have time. I'll turn on the drone cam and I'll chat with you. This is Time to Go 2026.
And you know we must have this clang and rattle. We must, hour by hour, relentlessly. Then a thought came to me. And you know we must have this clang and rattle. We must, hour by hour, relentlessly. Then a thought came to me. Then a thought came to me. If this should leave me now, if only I could walk, is there somewhere I could go? Yes, I remember a place so far away. Is there nothing I can say? The words have died away.
I remembered that in the morning that machine had dropped down out of the sky.
And that, my friends, is the end for tonight. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And yeah, that's my leg. Of course. My leg. Because, you know, we can't have a stream without showing off my leg, right? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, thank you, Joseph. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's like a sneak peek of things to come. Do me a favor, go listen to it on Spotify and Apple and all that, and just like play the bejesus out of them for a couple days, because I did, like, you know what to do. Play them. And if you want to support me, of course, go to Bandcamp. You'll see that the song, the first EP is there. Good stuff on there. And if you are a remixer and you want to remix a song, the stems are there too. So you can actually remix Living in Oblivion and make your own version of it. So I will see you on the next one, and have an amazing weekend. I hope everyone stays safe, be nice to each other, at least be kinder to each other. That's all we can ask. Me included, by the way. And awesome. Got it on Bandcamp last Friday and downloaded it on Apple tonight also. Oh, that's nice of you. And you don't even know it yet, but you have 2 different versions of Living in Oblivion on your hands. And like I said, more to come, because it's going to be fun. I'm keeping busy, but like, yeah, I should wrap up next week, because like I said, I've only got 2 to do. So Exactly. So, without further ado, good night, and I will see you on the next one.